Where has that gone? Ah, I think we'll probably have to replace the door catch. Hello and welcome back to On the Robsons. In today's video we're going to replace the catch on the outside of the door. We bought the Caravan and the catch, there's two like magnetic pieces. I think it was used by Coachman and Swift before the current edition of the Swift Very Strong Magnet, and unfortunately it was cracked. Now it was absolutely fine for a while until one day I came down to the storage yard, they'd opened the door, put it on the catch, thought everything was okay, went back outside again, and then realised that part of the door retainer had gone. And what happened, the two magnetic pieces were stuck together, but it obviously just broken off. So we looked around for a little bit and we found one on eBay, and we'll put a link down below in the description, maybe in a link above if we can, just to get one. I mean, it was quite expensive. I was quite shocked. I have replaced an old plastic door retainer on the Luna we had. The retainer, the magnetic one, we bought off eBay, which I think came from Kimberley Caravans or somebody like that. Came to me £32, and that didn't come with the screws. So we're going to go outside and we're going to replace that. We're going to take the old ones off. The old ones are in pretty bad condition. On one side, the actual piece of metal that it sticks, something like a little cap in metal, that's pretty much fallen apart. So that should just be a case of taking the three screws out and kind of prizing off the mastic. The other side is in better condition, but what we're going to do, because we're not keeping it, is we're going to kind of use a little bit of semi-brute force, nothing to kind of break it, just lever it off, take the three screws out again, and then we'll pull that apart and see if we can get that fixed. So hopefully this will be a useful video for people who've got a similar Caravan, like a slightly older Swift. Ours is a 2015 that came with the magnetic door retainers, but not the new kind of extremely strong ones. One thing you could do if you've got the new ones and they are a little bit strong is you can get little stickers and put them inside the magnets, and that reduces the kind of magnetic pull between them. So let's go outside, then let's get this job done. Like all jobs, it'll probably be a 5-minute job that might end up being a 20-minute job, but we'll see what comes, and that's part of life being a caravanner. So the items we're going to need for this job are a gun to get the sealant out, a knife in order to chop the top off and maybe to help us get some of the sealant that's already there from before, some sealant, and we've chosen to use Silka Flex 5112 because we've used it before. Really good strong adhesive and good mastic. We've obviously got the kit itself, and we'll put a link up above about where we got that from. 2 flathead screwdrivers to help us get the old one off, and then a Phillips to take the screws out and also to replace the screws once it's done. So let's get on with that and we'll see how it goes. So firstly we're going to start off with a Phillips screwdriver, because this one here has already came off quite a bit, so we just need to technically unscrew it and see how we get on. So we've actually taken it off now, but as you can see there's some mastic here. We probably could take it all off. It looks in pretty good condition, so we're going to give it a quick rub down. 50-50 whether you take it off or not. I think probably in the long run it might be better if you do take it off. I haven't probably today got as much time as that to take all of that off, because it does take quite a while to get mastic off, unless you've got some WD-40 and other things. So we're going to give it a quick clean up, then we're going to put the new one back in. So I better go and get something to clean it up with. What we are going to do is we're going to use some of this mastic 512 just to put the cap on, and we're just going to put a little bit of mastic just where the screws are going to go into, because that's going into the outside of the caravan, and that'll hopefully kind of keep the seal. As I said, the mastic around the outside is spot on. What I did on an old one, I also got a little bit of the creeping crack and put that round the outside as well, which we'll probably do on a different day just to make 100% sure that we're not going to get any water ingress from the holes that are there. But put a little bit of mastic on to the holes, and that hopefully should mean that we get nothing inside the van. So basically what we're going to do now is that one side's done, it's got this little clip here, and as you can see that's where the magnet is, and that's where the actual magnet which goes on the other piece goes in. It actually just clicks in. I do think you need to try and get it right first time, because once it's in, it isn't that easy to prise off without breaking the actual plastic. So we're going to clip this on. What some people have done, and we'll see whether we should or shouldn't later, is you should probably think about gluing these, because some of the ones on the newer vans are different, and one of the reasons that these quite often snap a bit like ours have. So we're just going to clip it on, and fingers crossed that keeps it okay. You might decide to put a little bit of glue on just to keep the two parts together. So yeah, so it should clip straight in onto the top of the other one. For the other one here, it actually has a little clip to help you get it off. I have tried putting a flat head screwdriver and it doesn't seem to really want to work. On ours, it's pretty much smashed anyway, so we're just going to use a bit of brute force, but gentle brute force, so we don't actually scratch the van, just to take the top off, a bit the other one already had, and then we can take the screws out and put that back together. So, see you in a little minute. And there you go. Just use the flathead screwdriver to prise it, and it actually came apart okay. So if it's just a case of cleaning it, we could just do that, or maybe even if you can just get the magnet on here. So we're just going to do exactly the same thing. There's 3 screws, Phillips screws. We'll take them out, we'll check what the mastic's like, we'll give it a quick clean up, and then we'll put it back together, and hopefully it looks good. So that one's now came off. Again, we'll just give it a quick rub down. The actual mastic in the set looks absolutely spot on. We'll just put a couple of touches of mastic on the actual screw hole to make sure nothing's going to get in. got the other bit, so just make sure it's going to line up and click in fine. The actual spring is what the magnet sits on top of, and that obviously keeps it out or allows it to push in a little bit when you put the doors together. Again, it's a case of getting these two little, you probably can't see from where you are there, but there's two little holes at the end here, get them lined up, and then the other side kind of clicks in place. It's all done, now the time and test it out. Looks good, just pull it apart. So it's all put back together. There's one part, all nice and shiny and new. And then we've got the other part here, all nice, shiny and new. A little bit of mastic sticking out the top here. So what we'll do is we'll probably see how it goes, and if we need to adjust it, we might need to adjust it, because possibly the height between the two might be slightly a couple of mils out, so it might need adjusting. We'll just see how that goes and how well it works if it's a little bit windy. So thank you for watching our video. Please give us a thumbs up for our attempt at fixing that. It's all sorted now. One thing I would think that was quite useful is having some screwdrivers or extra tools in your car, because what happened, and you might have seen this, is I brought a Phillips screwdriver down, started taking the screws out, and a couple of screws started threading themselves a little bit, so I then needed like a bigger, kind of thicker screwdriver in order to get that off. Fortunately, in the front drawers, which are right next to me now, I actually had another two Phillips screwdrivers, and all I did was found one that was a bit bigger, and that managed to get the thing off fine. I was thinking about whether we'd have to use a pair of scissors or a spoon to get it off, but fortunately we could be a little bit more professional than maybe we normally are. So hopefully give us a thumbs up for our video. Subscribe if you don't already. Only about 11% of people who watch our videos currently are subscribers. Please put a comment about that if you've had a similar job, or even if you've got another video that we can maybe link up that might show the other magnetic catches or other door catches. And we will see you later. On the last note, actually, we're near 1,000 subscribers, so we would really appreciate anybody, even just somebody random, subscribing to get us to that 1,000 number. And we do really appreciate all of you that watch and everybody who talks on Twitter, and we really enjoy the community experience that we've got. If you don't already, it might be worth going to Twitter, and you can add us at Rolling with the Robsons, and I'll put a link down below for that. Or you can follow us at Insta channel that is slightly less used, but we still do use it. See you in the next video.